This is Professor Walter Williams continuing in our program of explaining the sound of engspan. Z as a letter is going to be used only to indicate possession at the end of the word. For example, you would say Rosa's book, which would be written in engspan as Rosa's book with a Z after Rosa, or the Spanish version of Book of Rosa, so that by this means the use of apostrophes are eliminated. This is one way that engspan is going to become more easy to learn by eliminating the use of apostrophes. Apostrophes will also not be used in contractions of words, so there's no need for people to have to spend the time learning apostrophes and learning contractions. So this is another reason that makes learning engspan easier than learning either traditional English or traditional Spanish. How do we make possessions of pronouns? In engspan, a pronoun is made possessive, so this brings us to the first grammar lesson in engspan. Pronouns are so important and so commonly used that I decided to make pronouns one easy sound only. By combining English and Spanish, but using only the shorter words. As in Spanish, subject and object pronouns are the same word, so there's no need to use so many pronouns, like I, me, my, mine, we, us, our, you, your, he, she, him, her, it, his, hers, its, they, their, theirs. In English, this is very difficult and needlessly complex. In Spanish, on the other hand, it is complex in the use of pronouns between deciding to use when a formal use of the word you, such as usted, or the informal word tú. And then, in Spanish, there is a plural form of the word you, ustedes. So in both English and Spanish, I decided to get rid of these difficulties. I also decided to get rid of gender difference in the third person pronoun, such as he, she, it, and in Spanish, él, la, esto, ellos, ellas. Just as there is no gender in the first and second person pronouns, there is no need for different words by gender of the third person pronouns. We live in a world where people differ in many different ways, and there is no need to privilege gender in deciding how to refer to someone by the pronoun. So, subject and object pronouns are the same in engspan. The first person singular is spelled with two letter I's, which is pronounced I, and it stands for the English words I and me and the Spanish word yo. But it's pronounced the same way as the English pronoun I. We, spelled W-E-E in engspan, is the same as the English first person plural pronoun we and us, and the Spanish first person plural pronoun nosotros. It is pronounced the same way as the English pronoun we, but it's spelled consistently with the E sound of the two E's. The second person pronoun is pronounced oo, making the same oo sound as used in other engspan words. This is used for the English pronouns you and you all, and for the Spanish words usted, tú. So that oo sound is common to all of these pronouns in both English and Spanish. This pronoun is easy to remember because it is the first sound of the Spanish pronoun usted and the second sound of the pronouns you and tu. For the third person singular pronoun, engspan uses the word le. In English, this would be substituting for the words he, him, she, her, it, and the Spanish word él, ella, esto. For the plural third person pronoun, the pronunciation is two letters A, which is a, like the letter A in English. And this is taken from the English pronouns they, them, and the Spanish pronouns ellos, ellas. A is the third person plural pronoun. Once these simple engspan pronunciations are memorized, I, u, we, le, a, then it is easy to form possessives by adding a z to these pronouns, just as any other word is made possessive by adding the letter z. So the first person singular would be, instead of the English words my or mine, or the Spanish word yo, it would be eyes. For the first person plural pronoun, instead of the English words our or ours, or the Spanish word nosotros, it would be we's. For the second person singular and plural, instead of the English words your and yours, and the Spanish words usted, tu, and su, it would be ooze. Ooze in engspan. For the third person singular, instead of the English words his, hers, its, and the Spanish words él, ella, sus, in engspan, the third person singular is les. The third person plural, instead of the English words their or theirs, or the Spanish word suyos, would be a's. Again, all of the pronouns are consistent by adding the letter z to the end to indicate possession. I's, we's, oo's, lays, a's. These are short, clear, and easy to pronounce pronouns. Pronouns are extremely useful letters and words that are used very commonly in a language, and so it's very important to learn them first and to apply words that are short and easy to use without having people to remember multiple different words. So this is an example of how engspan uses the more simplified grammar to make it easier for people to learn. After this, the next videos are going to be engspan easy grammar. And there we will go into more grammar rules that show how to simplify the grammar, much more simple than either English or Spanish, so that engspan grammar can allow people to learn the language with a minimum of grammar rules so that communication can be clear and easy and quick to learn. Congratulations on learning engspan letters, and we look forward to seeing you when we have the presentation of the grammar rules, engspan easy grammar.